Glaswegians like that.
You're what my lovely wife Kelly would call a doer. I really think
I am doer.
Yeah, no, you're not doer, you're a doer. Yeah, there are people who wait for the phone to ring, or there's people who try and do something to make the phone ring, or at least to keep themselves busy. One more quote, and I won't embarrass you with any more of these, but I thought this was especially telling about you in the light of your subsequent career and the breadth of work that you've done. You say, I tell my younger self, worrying that you are crap is a waste of time. Worrying that you can't do it is a waste of time. Worrying that you failed is a waste of time. No one cares. Just get on with it. I tell him to celebrate being different. It's the attitude that he brings with him that will define what he makes of himself. I tell him, don't avoid the gifted, the talented, the hardworking or privileged because they frighten you. That's a waste of time and the opportunity to learn something. Embrace everything. My mother said, if you fell in the Clyde, you'd come out with fish in your pockets. I'd like him to learn sooner that luck will not be enough. I think that is, every student I teach should have that tattooed on his forehead so he can see it every morning. That you're not crap, that not everything is a competition, that it's not about don't do it because you might fail, do it because you might be brilliant at it. Yeah. And clearly, that is something, you've got this motivation inside you, or an energy inside you that will not be beaten by the fact that the phone's not ringing.
Yeah, I think that makes it sound very brave and kind of courageous, but it wasn't really. It was really, I was in a way painted into a corner because things weren't happening. So I would have to do things myself. But I think that quote is really more about, it took me a long time to learn that. I would say it took me until I was about 40 before I realized that one of the big things that was holding me back was me, and was my attitude, was my kind of fear. And it was a fear engendered in, it's so much easier to slag people off, so much easier to be frightened of people than it is to say, they have something special, and that's theirs, and it's wonderful. And yes, I don't have it, but it's a valuable thing, and let me look at it and be around it. Don't be frightened by it. Don't walk away from it. Don't, because obviously, I work with a lot of people. I work with Daniel Day-Lewis. We did a play. We did Dracula, a version of Dracula at the Half Moon Theatre, in which obviously Daniel played Dracula, and I played the comic sidekick that was Jonathan Harker. And I remember Daniel. I loved Daniel, but I was frightened of him because everything about him was other to me. He was the son of the poet laureate. He had an apartment in Chelsea. He walked around with poetry books stuffed in his pocket. And women loved him. The dressing room would be packed with these gadflies all around. I loved him, men loved him, we all loved him. Yeah. He had enormous kind of charisma and elegance. And I think I would tend to run away from that instead of saying, Daniel, can you tell me how did you do that? How did you work out that was the thing to do? How did you figure out that was the right entrance to make? How did you figure out this, and this? Yeah. And that was the right thing to do, was to talk to him and get involved with him, instead of just going, oh, wow, I ain't going there.